Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Hammond collection review. Today we're taking a look at the Irritator. This will be the last of the current Hammond collection figures I'll review on the channel until my Amazon pre-order ship for Hammond, Nedry, and the baby Stegosaurus and T-Rex. I know they're available from Big Bad Toy Store, but when I saw they was available, I just want to get my hands on the big one first. And I got hit really hard this month with a lot of Transformer pre-orders and the Jurassic stuff, so I kind of had to pick and choose what I was getting. But when I get those smaller figures in, I'll definitely be reviewing those. So yeah, end up getting this from Big Bad Toy Store. I'll leave a link down below in the description to them, and also Amazon if you haven't pre-ordered these figures yet. So let's go over the package really quick before we crack open the Irritator Hammond Collection logo down here. The Jurassic Park 30th anniversary logo is missing from this package, even though we're still in the middle of the 30th anniversary. Irritator down here, got the Rex silhouette. And then on the side of the box, we have a nice photo of the Irritator with just this, generic Jurassic logo. That's because Irritator has not appeared in any of the live action film, which I think is really cool that Mattel is given a species that haven't appeared in the film. Which means there's a lot of hope for more articulated goodness from the Hammond collection, from stuff that hasn't appeared in the films. That got me really, really excited. And right here, we have a little description for it. Living up to the name, the Irritator is a vicious and aggressive carnivore that has a long snout and primarily feeds on fish, but it was really called Irritator because it was a pain in the butt to exudate the bones from the matrix that they were encased in. So enough about the packaging. Let's crack this figure open and take a closer look. And here is the Irritator of the packaging. I have to say, this one looks much, much better in hand than the promotional images. Just a really, really cool looking figure. I think it's great that we're just getting, non-movie canon dinosaurs in the Hammond collection now. This opens up a door for a whole slew of possibilities. Basically, Mattel can go back and redo their whole entire mainline catalog in Hammond collection, and we would all buy it because Mattel loves getting our money twice. But man, now that they're doing this, it makes buying stuff from the main line. I'm getting really picky and choosy what I want from there, because I just know eventually we're probably gonna get a Hammond collection release, because this whole line just sells like absolute hotcakes. But yeah, the Irritator, very cool looking figure. Love the gray coloration with that yellow striping on the body. The black markings on the face really give this thing a nice sinister looking look, and plus you have a little bit of red on that head crest. You have a nice paddle shaped tail. All around a really, really cool looking figure, and this one was definitely one of the nicest surprises so far in the Hammond collection. Now time for some measurements. This figure is about 12.7 inches long from the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail, about 32.25 centimeters, and about 5 inches tall to the top of the head, or 12.7 centimeters. So Irritator in real life was between 20 to 26 feet long, or 6 to 8 meters. So put this figure nicely in that 118 to 125 scale range. Now let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with this beautifully, beautifully sculpted head. Very nice looking Irritator head sculpt on this figure. Just love that dark black on the front of the snout and lower jaw. Really contrasts with that gray coloration. Gives a very sinister look. The eye, let's see if we can get it in here with the lighting, is painted orange with a black pupil. You have some bright red for the crest on top of its head. And let's take a moment and appreciate that Mattel is actually using, white plastic teeth inserts now instead of painting the teeth on the Hammond collection figures. Just takes away the worry of, when you finally take the figure out of the package and you look at the other side and there's all sloppy paint on one side of it. And because they're doing that, you get these really nice proportionate teeth. Very, very well done. They look absolutely great. They did the same thing with the Metriacanthosaurus, and I like how they're going in this direction. And inside the mouth, you have some really bright, light-colored pink coloration for the tongue, the gums, and the roof of the mouth. Some nice details in there. And then closing the mouth on the other side, you got this nice white coat. Love how it contrasts with that black. Goes all the way down to about the hip region. You have these very large, alligator belly scales on there, which I think fits the appearance of this animal. And then going down to the neck, some nice scale detail all over the place. Beautifully sculpted figure. I gotta say, Mattel really does a good job sculpting the figures. Just sometimes the paint jobs don't bring out all that detail, but with the Hammond collection, it's given their sculpting time to shine. You get some nice yellow stripes along the neck. You have a row of larger osteoderms that goes all the way down the neck, and then getting to the body of all these large scales, mix in some nice muscle definition. You can see the ribs right there, going down to the arms. hand claws are painted a nice glossy dark gray color. And then going down to the spine, let's just zoom out a little bit. Spine is a separate insert. That is all nicely sculpted with all that yellow striping on there. Some more yellow markings along the thigh. Some really nice scale detail. All these lots of osteoderms peppered throughout. Some nice muscle definition on the calves. The feet are painted. Toe claws are painted with that dark gray glossy coloration. And then going down to the paddle tail. Tail has all these little scars and wrinkles all over. You have a lot more scale detail at the base of it, and then it just slowly tapers into this paddle-like tail. So all around, a really, really cool looking figure. I am quite impressed with the Irritator. Now for articulation, mouth can close completely flush. You do have a double jointed mouth. You can get really, really wide opening mouth on this figure. I think that looks really, really cool. You have a joint at the back and head for upwards and downwards movement, and some side-to-side movement. And then at the base of the neck, you have another joint, side to side, up and down. And let's look at it from the front. Get some really nice movement using those two joints in tandem. And then going down to the arms, as the camera refocus on everything. Arms are on a hinge. They can swing out. They're about just under 90 degrees at the elbow joint. You can go completely straight. Yet again, we're going to talk about wrist articulation on their theropods. They really, really need them. These arms are thick enough to support a hinge joint at the wrist. And then going down to the legs, they can move backwards and forwards, and they have a very, very big hip pivot for stability. For the knees, joints on the figure are very tight. Get some movement at the knees and some rotation. Same thing on that ankle joint, and for the feet, you get some nice tilt and backwards and forwards movement. Going down to the tail, up, down, side to side, and just like all Hammond collection figures, you get that nice bendy rubber tail with very, very sturdy rubber, so you have to worry about that wire poking out at some point. Moving on with comparisons, here it is with the Hammond collection Robert Muldoon. And next up, here it is with the Primal Attack Irritator. And you can see what an upgrade the Hammond collection one is. I think they did a re-release repaint of the Irritator in Dino Trackers, and I'm not picking that up because this one is clearly the far superior figure, and like I said, being really picky and choosy with the mainline stuff lately. And next up, here it is with the Hammond collection Baryon. As you can see, they're pretty similar in size. The Irritator has just a little bit more bulk to it. And next up, let's do some smaller Hammond collections. Here it is with the Stellar Pachycephalosaurus, and here it is with the Gallimimus. And next up, here it is with Irritator's big cousin, the Spinosaurus. I'm sure it's just a matter of time before we finally get a Hammond collection Spino. I know that one is on the top wants of a lot of people's lists. And next up, here it is with the Hammond collection T-Rex. And lastly, here it is with the rest of its wave mates, the Corythosaurus and Metriacanthosaurus. I have to say, all three figures turned out absolutely fantastic. The Corythosaurus is still my favorite out of the three, but you really can't go wrong with either one of these. Mattel's really stepped up their game with the Hammond collection, and I can't wait to see what else they have in store for us. So final thoughts on the Hammond collection Irritator. Another fantastic figure. It's really well sculpted. Just love how the head sculpt came out on there, and those nice proportionate teeth. Love how they're using a separate plastic insert for the teeth now instead of painting them. It just looks much, much better, and just all around a great figure. Mattel really stepped up their game with these last few Hammond collection releases. And yeah, all around great figure. Like I said at the beginning of the review, I got mine from Big Bad Toy Store. I'll leave the link down below in the description, and also the link to Amazon if you haven't secured your pre-order yet on these great figures. So that will do it for the review. Once I get the other smaller Hammond collection figures in from Amazon, I'll be reviewing those. I'm sure I got some more new stuff coming in over the month, so there should be lots of reviews on the channel. So as always, if you're enjoying the content on the channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.